Pizza comes in many shapes, styles, and sizes, and northeastern Pennsylvania has some of the best I have ever tasted. This includes a type of pizza that many people outside of the Hazleton area find curious. I'm talking about cold pizza, or like the people of Hazleton call it, Pitz. Now, if you don't live in the Hazleton area, I know what you're thinking. Cold pizza? Like leftovers? No way!
Well, it's not like the cold pizza that you eat in college the next day, okay? This is not going to be pizza that's going to be having the cheese on top all stuck together and crusty. This is a wonderful moist pizza that you eat cold. You want to eat that cold, and the only place you're going to get that is the Hazleton area, so you have to try it from the Hazleton area. We even have people come in from out of town and say, how do you eat this? And they make us heat it up in the microwave oven for them, and I said, no, you don't eat it like that. And they just look at you with a quizzical look on their face.
Well, actually, we just tell them to try it. As a matter of fact, if they come in and they haven't had it before, the girls always give them a sample so that, to taste it and just try it. That's all, and they get hooked on it.
You went out of town. You even went to Allentown or Philadelphia. They didn't know what square pizza was. Or they looked at you like, what are you guys crazy up there? We never heard of this stuff. How do you eat it? They taught you how to put it in the oven, and they couldn't believe you could eat it right from the box.
The people we spoke to at the bakeries we visit all do it differently.
We don't have those brick ovens. It's actually a baker's oven that is huge, and it's a rotating oven, and we make all of our pizza with homemade ingredients. Right down from taking the tomatoes and muleying the tomatoes, putting in the fresh garlic and all of our special herbs and spices. We grind our own cheese for it, 3 different kinds of cheeses that we put on the pizza too. And we just put that all together and put that in the bakery oven, and away it sells because it's just so delicious when it comes out. It's really nice and moist and delicious.
There's 6 different cheeses in there, the sauce, and it's the mixture, and the dough. It's a secret recipe, and that's what makes it taste.
We use the same ingredients, haven't changed the recipe since, I guess, 1929 when they opened up the bakery, and I think it's the fact that it's all handmade from beginning. I mean, the dough is mixed in a mixer, but after that, it's all hand.
So how did this interestingly different take on pizza get started? We trace the origins of Pitz back to Snap's Tavern.
As my father got older, when he was 13 in 8th grade, they took him out of school to drive the bread truck from the bakery. And he and my grandfather started the cold cut pizza in those days. From what I understand, I was told that originally my grandfather built one of the ovens in the backyard, and the neighbors used to come around to bake their bread on Saturdays for Sunday dinner. And they'd bring produce, and he used to allow them to make things like pizza or whatever they wanted to bake in the oven because he had the only oven in the neighborhood. The pizza they made, that the neighbors came with their produce and whatever they planted in their gardens, and that's what it evolved into. And they start making it for mainly the bars in the areas and the bar here. Because way back in the 50s, I remember you could go into any bar and get a slice of Pitz.
They used to serve it, but they used to serve it hot with that salty cheese on it, which would make the guys drink a little bit more, I would imagine. But I think they found out as it cooled down that it tasted as good or maybe even better when it was cold. It's the cheese that you use on it. It's not a regular like mozzarella or schmutz.
But what about the word Pitz? Where did that come from?
From what I understand, the sign painter who was a friend of theirs, Angelo Touch, was asked to paint one of the bakery trucks back in the late 20s, early 30s. And he asked my grandfather how to spell pizza. And he said pizza. So they did the phonetic spelling of P-I-T-Z-A.
My grandmother would say, okay boys, do you want some Pitz? And they would say, what are we talking about? Cherry Pitz? What kind of Pitz are you talking about? And we'd have to explain to them, Pitz is pizza for Hazleton. It's Hazleton speak, Pitz. And I remember that as a child, having to explain to people from out of town what Pitz was.
This type of cold pizza is so popular that people come to the door of Snap's Bakery early in the morning to buy it before it even hits the shelves.
We have a lot of customers who bang on our doors at night. College kids, who are home, I guess, for breaks and things like that remember that we used to do that, and they still do it. We've mailed our pizza to Afghanistan, over to Iraq, the Desert Storm, over to Germany, so many places.
People come up here from even Virginia, New Jersey, and New York, and they take it back. And they come up on a Friday for 100 boxes.
Being on the short list of unique, iconic food in the area is no small accomplishment, and the people I spoke with let me know just how proud they are of their product.
When you run into somebody and they say, "Oh, you own Snap's Bakery, did you bring me any?" It's just hard to describe. I can't tell you. I feel good. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here. I would have retired by now.
If you're from the Hazleton area, you already know how delicious this stuff is. If not, you've got to try it. It's a unique take on pizza that is hard to find anywhere else.